What did I tell you guys? What did I tell you? This is what I said 2 weeks ago. And what if they move back to the US and suddenly Donald wants to have another round of insider trading and cancels the tariffs? They're gonna waste a ton of money and end up losing their competitive advantages compared to companies that didn't move. So 2 days ago, April 22nd, he suggested that he was gonna cut China's tariffs by half. And then yesterday, April 23rd, he said some of the reciprocal tariffs that he paused a couple weeks ago would be reimposed. And I'm sure today he'll say something else. So let me tell you, from now on, no company will move their production based on what Donald says because they know it's all smokescreen. And whatever tariffs he puts there will probably be lifted. And whatever tariffs he lifts will probably be reimposed. Why? Because the temptation from insider trading is just too hard to resist. Just one tiny tweet and he and his buddies can pocket billions of dollars. Who can resist that? Would you be able to resist that? Be honest. I'm not saying professional politicians are always good, but they have at most 2 bank accounts. So it's not easy for them to do insider trading without a trace. But when you elect a businessman for president, he can easily trade stocks without triggering any red flags because he has so many business proxies. Any of them can buy and sell stocks without being traced back to him. Money just comes so easy. So guys, don't vote for anyone with more than 2 companies under their names. It's just stupid. Of course, not every businessman is like that. Some of them may have that little something called shame. Yeah, they would be embarrassed for changing their policy directions twice a week. But shame is not something Donald has to worry about. Nothing can separate your gold boy from his beloved money. I can tell you this tariff roller coaster will be a fixture of this administration. It will go on and on until Donald is gone. And US companies will face the same dilemma in the next 4 years. If they build factories outside the country, Donald may suddenly increase tariffs and make them go bankrupt, right? But then if they build factories inside the country, Donald may suddenly cut tariffs and make them go bankrupt from outside competitions. So either way, they're fucked. By the way, those of you who defended his tariffs up to this point should probably shut the F up because even Donald himself is cutting it back. So if you're defending Donald's policy from last week, you're essentially attacking Donald's policy from this week. That is fucking blasphemy by the MAGA standard. One more thing. Some guys told me that the high tariff on China was about containing China's power. Even if it's painful economically, America still has to do it. But guess what? This is from Trump's Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent. He said yesterday that actually the US imposed tariffs to help China pivot away from export and transform into a consumption-based, sustainable economy. So it's not containment, guys. It's fucking philanthropy. It's tough love, for God's sake. I'll stop here because there's no point of making a long video of policy analysis when no policy is staying overnight. By the way, I provide online tutoring services. If you need help in math or economics or statistics or political science, check out my website.